you guys for clicking. Thank you for coming to watch this channel and this video in particular. For those that are new here, you are welcome. For the returning ones, welcome back. It is a Sunday night and I am gonna go and sleep. It was a busy day. How was your day? Did you go to church? Wow. However the case, everything is okay. I couldn't help but watch Marwa still in a team's house, and I was like, living a soft life is good. And guys, he was doing a live stream. There's somebody who asked Marwa why he wear specs or shades all through, even in the night, and Marwa was quick to answer that it's a very sad story, and he asked that guy to go and see his previous video, to go and watch his previous videos, and he said, I wish you don't cry because it is very, very sad. I want to talk about that there are some misfortunes that can befall us when we are young, and we think all is lost, but it is never lost. When I look at Marwa, I see like every step of the way from the time he was born, brought up by parents, walking without shoes, like he tells us. God had a purpose in his life, and when God has a purpose for you, you are good to go. Marwa has told us that he was walking without shoes when he was young. His family was very humble, not wealthy at all. They went to the normal schools. Marwa has taken us to the schools that he went to, the primary schools. And Marwa had a misfortune when he was young, and a boy hit him in the eye, and he told us that story. I got very emotional because I imagined my child coming home uh, with a swollen eye that is not even seeing anything, and crying because of pain. It must have been very, very painful. And this boy realized that his eye is not seeing. It will never see. Guys, even the mother must have been very traumatized, guys. I want to talk about this because let's not just take things for granted here. We see Marwa wearing specs even in the night, and shades, and we think it is his tradition to do that, or his but it is a misfortune that befell him when he lost his eyesight at a very young age. Guys, Marwa, because I watched that video, later explained that he will always wear shades just to make sure that his other eye, the only remaining eye, is protected so that it doesn't get hit by anything. Because if he doesn't protect that which he has left, he'll be blind for the rest of his life. And I said, some of these things we just hear and we are like, or we look at him and we say, this guy who likes wearing specs, shades in the night, in the day, in the waters, when swimming, everywhere. But sitting down and thinking of what this boy went through, and even what his parents went through after realizing that their son will never see again with that eye, I can imagine it was very traumatizing. And I also think that for Marwa to have pushed through with the education, gone through the same primary school until the time he finished, the way boys can, in school, they can bully you, calling you mono-eyed boy, describing you like that mono-eyed boy, and even maybe seeing the boy that hit him in the same village, grow up with him in the same village. I imagine what Marwa went through. Guys, when you see God has blessed somebody, when God blesses somebody, and you people look at that person and you see his blessings and you think that maybe this one is just lucky. It is never luck. It is a blessing, because sometimes God can see what you are going through, or what you have gone through, or what you went through, and decide to just transform and change your life forever. When I look at Marwa, I think of him as that child of God. And if you touch Marwa, you touch God, guys. Let me tell you a secret. Touching Marwa is touching God, for those that do not know. Have you ever known that windows are also as protected by God as people like Marwa? When your husband dies and you are left there maybe with children or without children, but your husband has passed on, let me tell you, you are one person who is protected by God at all cost. Anyone trying to touch that person or even to hurt them, you'll only have yourself to blame, because they are loved by God. They are protected by God. They are favored by God. When God takes away your partner, you have a special place in God's heart. And that's why you see these people don't like pointing fingers at them. People just leave them to be. It doesn't matter what, but they just leave them to be, because when you touch them, you touch God. God really likes and protects them. And when I look at Marwa, I imagine even the time he realized that, okay, this eye is not seeing, and this eye will never see again, and I am still in primary school. And I also know that he felt a lot of pain. For the eye to be tested and declared dead while still in your body, you can imagine what pain that is. And I can imagine Marwa had to bear that pain, because there's nothing else he would have done, and continue with his education. And Marwa is a guy who went to high school, went to the university, and was through even with the university. And it's not that his life was very smooth, because he tells us that even the way he went to Colombia is that he was just maybe employed somewhere and then he was sacked. And when we were sacked, some guys had seen an advert somewhere and they came saying, these people are just conmen. They just want people to go to Colombia on a is it a volunteering job. The only guy who can maybe understand this or even want to be interested in this is Marwa. And the guys ran to take him the advert in the newspapers. And Marwa looked at that and said, I think I'm going to apply this. So I'm imagining that Marwa was a go-getter or is a go-getter. And something tells me that the steps of Marwa were ordered by God. The steps of Marwa were ordered God. Because even Marwa, by going to Colombia, he tells us that he did not even go there to just volunteer teaching and then he's just there. He told us that he was actually shooting videos to put on Facebook and I don't know, on YouTube, so that his colleagues in Kenya could see that he's settled well and that he's doing well and that it is possible to go out there and make something out of you. He even told us how at one point he was told by a consular when looking for a visa that you don't qualify, but I just will give it to you. Isn't this God's favor? How many of us have gone for interviews and we have just been denied without any explanation? But this guy has got God's favor in him. Look at the connection that God does in his life. God connects him with Ivan, Sultana, Richard the Traveler. Who was this other guy that Maro had said that he has even made a room for him in his house? And I understand they are not very good friends with him. I'm forgetting the name. The guy who even went to to Philippines to see the old lady that Dimwango was calling a grandma. I will remember that name and I'll tell you. So God connects him even with this team guy that he's staying in his house. It is God's connection. He connects him with him, and he goes there and he's with team. As you can see, he's very comfortable feeling. When you are not comfortable in somebody's house, you can tell that this person is just squeezing himself in there. He's not even wanted here. He's not even comfortable himself. You can tell. But the body language of Marwa Marwa is telling us that he's comfortable, he's welcome there, he's happy. The body language is telling us so. So to me, this is just an extension of God's favor that we are seeing in him. Look at him doing that live. And he's just comfortable, very comfortable. Showing us how to roll up the what do you call, the slides or the curtains. It's like it's house. It's like it's his own house. And also, let us also look at Marwa with the other side of the eye. Look at Marwa, the boy with a mono eye, who lost his eye very, very young. Look at the favor that God has given him. Look at the kind of a villa he has built in the village at his age. He tells us he's 32, he may be 34, he may be 36. Whatever age, he has tried a lot, because how many children are 36, 35, 34, 32 and do not even have anything to their name? Look at Marwa. Marwa is doing well. Marwa is favored. And I think Marwa is even disciplined. We may think that maybe he's a little bit too much of a girl person, a women person, because he's with this girl in this country, another one in the other country. But so are the behaviors of men. Men are all like that. Even those that are not traveling, they're all like that. They have many women friend out there. And I tell you, you cannot sit here and tell me that Marwa will leave his country in Kenya and go for 1 year, 2 years, and come back to Kenya having not had a woman in his life. Because a man doesn't stay that long. A man needs a woman. So, as a clever man, he'll look for a woman to keep him going. And that is what he does. Remember, Bo? He had even it was like he had even married Bo. He even brought Bo to his home country in Kenya and lived in the village with her for quite some time, where he was there with the parents and Bo as a girlfriend. He's a very daring man. I don't think my son will come with a girlfriend and ask me to allow them live in my own house. In my own house. With them, where we still live. And maybe I will allow. I don't know. But that is not the life that we are used to. So this guy is vivid, is daring, and is a gem. This is a guy that walks with the steps that are ordered by God. And when I see him so happy in Tim's home, and I also remember he was also very happy in Ivan's home, if it were not the devil that went into his head and destroyed all that used to be that was the reasoning. The reasoning that God put in him was stolen by the devil that time. And he decided to bring Paulina into Ivan's home without asking for permission and without even consulting. And if it were not for the devil, look at this guy, even connecting with Mutua in a very miraculous way. Connecting with Mutua and living with Mutua for all this time that he stayed with him until he got the visas that he wanted. Did we see any negative attitude with Mutua and family? No, we didn't. Yet he was occupying their space. This is because this person has got the favor of God. Try to host Marwa, and he's not gonna make you tired. He's not going to. You are not going to feel like when is he leaving my house? You will feel that his company is welcome in your life. You'll be entertained. You will be made to open a YouTube channel if you didn't have one, and you are going to get subscribers, 1,000 subscribers and more within a very short time. I wish I could host Maro. I have nothing anyway. He has everything. But anyway, however the case, whoever hosts him, whoever meets Marwa is never the same again. This is because this is a child of blessing, whether you want it or not. His blessing started maybe the day he lost that eye, because there before he was walking barefoot, but still loved by God. But the day he lost his eye, I think that is when God just bestowed blessings upon him, and they have never stopped, boiling out of his life. It's like he's bumbling. The word is bumbling. I think blessings just bumbles out of this man's life, and he's just a blessing. He is just a blessing. Marwa is just a blessing. I cannot watch Marwa without flashing back my mind and looking at him like a child of God. I don't look at Marwa like any other person. I don't watch Marwa's videos like any other videos. I watch them like videos of a person who is very blessed. Thank you, guys. How do you look at Marwa? Start looking at Marwa with a different eye and a different angle, and put God in the equation, And when he tells you about his past, even his life in Colombia, where he started his YouTube channel, you'll get to see that this is a person who has been held by the hand by God, and he has walked with him all through. So, woe unto you who will throw a stone at Marwa, because he's shielded by God's grace. Woe unto you who tries to throw a stone at Marwa, because he's shielded by the grace of God. I dare say that. What do you say? Subscribe to this channel, guys. It's free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just subscribe and let me get there also, where I can have YouTube recognize me as a YouTuber after I get to 1,000 subscribers. That's where I'm heading, guys. Thank you for those that have subscribed. Today I got new subscribers. Yesterday I did, and I thank God. Thank you for subscribing. I don't take it for granted, even one bit, that you take time to watch these my videos. Guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.